Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm A.O. Xander. We will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. And UVRU, thank you so much for coming in and watching us. Whether it's live or at some other point in the space-time continuum is irrelevant. A view is a view, and I appreciate your patronage. This show is about interesting and important events that happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. What is the date? It is, of course, May the 10th, 2026. It is Sun's Day, also known as Sunday. Here's the Loon.
Welcome. Hello. I'm not welcome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are welcoming them, you know?
True.
So, yeah, the out-of-the-breath Loon and everything. Yeah, we have a 36-page document to go over today. Well, that's about average, you know? Late 20s, mid-30s, you know?
Yeah.
Numbers, so yeah. Starting with the year 28 BC, a sunspot was observed by Han Dynasty astronomers during the reign of Emperor Cheng of Han, one of the earliest dated sunspot observations in China. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And there was an image, and it was too small, but like right here. Like it actually depicts them looking through the telescope.
Oh, okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
Open image in new tab.
It's hard to see it from here.
Yeah, that's what it's, oh wait, I don't know why it did that. Hold on a second. Open image in new tab. I want to see there we go. Yeah, that's as big as it comes.
Yeah.
So that'd be good for the thumbnail, but also it's a little busy. You know, there's a lot going on there.
And black and white, so it blends.
Yeah. Anyway, 1267, Vienna's church ordered all Jews to wear distinctive clothing.
There you go.
You know, and like you brought up a point yesterday, I think, about like you don't like how, as you say, I hammer the Jews.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
Now, like. We went over this and everything, and I think I made my point clear. I'm not hammering them. I just want to know the answers.
I got it. I got it, and I stand corrected on that.
Yeah.
Hammer's way too strong.
Yeah, well, like, we also have right next articles, 1278, Jews in England are imprisoned on charges of coin clipping and counterfeiting.
Yeah, so what is going on?
That's what I'm saying. You know, like I'm not hammering them, and I feel bad that you felt that way. No,
well,
I know.
I had a pretty long discussion on it, so
I know you get it now. I'm just saying. I only brought it up so that way if anybody else feels the same way, they understand. Dude, like I just want to know why this keeps happening. You know, are they truly the victims, or do they do something that we don't talk about?
Or is there something justified behind it? Is what you're asking.
You know, yeah. So I mean, over 200 countries. I mean, I don't think they all just woke up one day and decided to hate the Jews out of nowhere. Yeah, I don't know. So. Anyway, 1294, Temur Khan declared emperor of the Yuan dynasty, succeeding his grandfather Kublai Khan. Another Khan. Yeah. 1427, here we go again. Jews are expelled from Bern, Switzerland. We're only 3 minutes in. We already have 3 Jew articles. What is going on, you know? 1497, Italian navigator Amerigo Vespucci left for his first voyage to the New World. It is disputed, though. Now, does that name sound familiar, Amerigo Vespucci? It should. Talk about him every now and then.
Yeah, I can't place him right now.
He is the namesake of America. America.
Oh, okay.
So the entire Western Hemisphere, North, South America, named after that guy.
Oh, had no idea.
Yeah. 1503, Christopher Columbus was the first European to discover the Cayman Islands, naming them Las Tortugas after its sea turtles. So there's apparently a numerous number of turtles there. 1559, Scottish Protestants under John Knox uprised against Queen Mother Mary. Not to be confused with Don Knox. So, yeah.
I don't think we'll confuse the two.
Yeah. 1624, Dutch admirals Jacob Willekens and Pietien conquered Salvador da Bahia, the capital of Brazil and Portuguese stronghold. And so there we go again, the Portuguese, you know, they're a lot of involvement in that. 1643, Essex County, Massachusetts was founded. It contains the town of Salem, in which the notorious witch trials will occur later in 1692. So this is when that county started. 1652, John Johnson, a free African Virginian, so, free black, was granted 550 acres in Northampton, Virginia by his father.
Oh, nice.
Now his father...
How did his father accumulate that, I wonder?
Well, I mean, was his father a free black or was his father white?
Idea.
Is this guy... is this guy, a mix? Is he a Milano? So, like, yeah, but like, it's things like this that's not taught in history.
Yeah.
It seems that like we're only taught things to get us mad at each other. You know, and I'm going to bring that up. Like, you know, I showed you that you know, the first woman elected or to propose to run for states.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that. So, like, you know, hold on to that thought. We'll get to that actually pretty quick here.
Well, it's always who's writing history.
Yes.
Or the victor writes history, or whatever it is. So
Yes.
it's always got an angle.
1655, Jamaica was captured by the British. Okay. 1676, Bacon's Rebellion began. It was a frontiersman versus the Virginia government.
Bacon. Yeah, there was a explorer Bacon. I don't know if it's the same guy.
Well, then there's also an actor Bacon, Kevin Bacon, I think.
Well, no, yeah.
So, well, there's a lot of Bacons throughout history.
Yeah,
So.
I guess.
1676, we got that one. 1688, King Nari, you know, is nominated Petrarca as regent, leading to the revolution in 1688, the same year, in which Petrarca, the guy who was nominated as regent, became king of the IOYO kingdom. So the king nominated that guy, and then there was a revolt, and that guy became king. I bet the original king is like, oh, whoops.
Yeah.
1765, British Longitude Act awarded clockmaker John Harrison £10,000 for the invention of a naval longitude clock, and that's what this mechanism is. Well, that's pretty heavy, Doc. But that's pretty cool. Like, this adds to the like, this is to navigate.
Yes.
Like longitude and latitude, and
Yeah.
then this is I think this is another longitude clock type thing.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, but like, it just it's so vastly different. This has like 3 or 4, like, yeah, it has 4 dials. So how do you go from 4 dials to 1? I'm wondering.
I have no idea.
Yeah. In 1768, English radical John Wilkes was imprisoned for writing an article for the North Britain, severely criticizing King George III. This action provoked rioting in London. 1773, the Parliament of Great Britain passed the Tea Act, designed to save the British East India Company by reducing taxes on its tea and granting it the right to sell tea directly to North America. So they expected us to bail out their company that they used to circumvent their laws and not give us any representation. Like the British.
Now, when was our Tea Party? Because it was all about their tea and taxes.
Let's see here. When was Boston Tea Party? I'm sure we've already covered it.
Yeah, I just don't remember the date.
1773, December 16th. Okay, we haven't covered it. We might have covered it last year.
Yeah. I don't know if it's today.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's December 16th.
Okay, yeah.
So it's coming up. 1773. Yeah, it's in the same year though.
Yeah.
So.
But 1773, and then
Yeah, but then 1776 and all that stuff. But right here. British East India Company facing financial ruin. Act gave the British East India Company total control of tea market. Colonists resented being forced to buy tea from and it made tea cheaper by removing tea taps, but were forced to buy from British.
Yeah.
So, this a whole bunch of terrible things. 1774, Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette became King and Queen of France.
Okay.
1775, during the American Revolution, the Green Mountain Boys captured Fort Ticonderoga, New York. So they were a small colonial militia led by Ethan Allen and Colonel Benedict Arnold, captured Fort Ticonderoga.
We know him.
Yeah, in a bad way.
We're not good things.
Yep.
Yeah.
We also have the Second Continental Congress took place and convened in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, issuing paper currency for the first time. We also have it named George Washington, the Second Continental Congress in Philadelphia. Named George Washington the Supreme Commander.
Yeah.
So now not president, but this is of the army and everything. So yeah. 1796, the French government arrested 10 utopists. What's a utopist? Like a utopia guy or something?
That's what it sounds like.
Utopia. Utopian socialism. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Utopist is a perfect world.
Yeah.
They're trying to form it.
Yeah.
Through socialism. Yeah. On paper, it sounds wonderful.
Oh, it always does.
Yeah.
So, but once again, the products of humanity are only as good as those who wield it. So, like communism, like on paper, seems like a utopia, but it doesn't fail because there's a flaw in the system. It fails because there's a flaw in people. They get greedy.
Yeah.
You know. But if a communist regime actually, like, if every single member, including the person at the top, behaves the way they're supposed to, it would work.
Yeah.
But people cannot work that way because they're greedy.
Well,
You know?
communism or socialism will generally drive a huge amount of power to the top.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's the
but
problem.
The products of humanity are only as good as those who wield it.
Okay, yeah, no, you said that.
You know? Well, I mean...
worth repeating, though.
Yeah. 1796, Napoleon defeated Austria in the Battle of Lodi Bridge. That sounds like a nothing article, but from the other source, we have during the War of the First Coalition, Napoleon won a victory against Austrian forces at Lodi Bridge over the Adda River in Italy. The Austrians lost some 2,000 men.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a battle.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
Stuffed it over in the first article.
Yeah, primary article.
Primary.
Well, this is from secondary source.
Yeah, no.
So, 1796, riot after disagreement of patriotic demand in Amsterdam. Yeah, well, you know, patriots are patriots. So,
Yeah.
we also have 1797. We have the first U.S. Navy ships in the United States was launched. So the
first, Navy ship.
The first U.S. Navy ship named after the country. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, 1801, during the First Barbary War, the Barbary pirates of Tripoli declared war on the United States of America, thus beginning the first U.S. foreign war. Yeah. Born out of war, you know, like we are a war.
I've never heard of that either.
I've heard of the Barbary War.
Have you?
I didn't know that there was like a... Well,
They
obviously
declared
there's a
war on us.
first. Yeah.
And again, I wish they
Well,
would
they're
tell us
pirates. The pirates of Tripoli.
why. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The Barbary pirates of Tripoli declared war on us.
Okay.
So that's weird, though. The pirates declaring war.
Yeah.
I mean, that's strange. 1823, the first steamboat to navigate the Mississippi River arrived at Fort Snelling. That's a weird name.
Snelling?
Snelling. Yeah. It just, sounds like smelling, but instead of M, it's N.
Snails.
I guess so. Snail smelling? Oh.
No, maybe I'm not hearing it right.
They're sniffing snails. 1 year later, 1824, the National Gallery in London opened to the public in its temporary home in a townhouse on Pall Mall. We know about Pall Mall.
Cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What's that Pall Mall about? I don't know.
It was in London or something.
Oh.
So, I mean, like...
yeah, but I don't know of it.
Like, it's some place. Like,
well, you're right there.
Yeah. I've heard of it. Yeah, Pall Mall, London. Images. Like, well...
Oh, there you go. The cigarettes, of course.
Yeah. There we go. So...
I've seen so many structures that I may have seen that one.
Yeah,
that
probably.
would be Pall Mall.
Like...
I've seen so many.
It's like a district or something.
Buildings like that are all over the place.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
1833, a revolt broke out in southern Vietnam against Emperor Minh Mang, who had desecrated the deceased Mandarin Lee Van Duit. Yeah, don't desecrate corpses, dude. That's not cool. 1837, we have the Panic of 1837. New York banks suspended the payment of specie, triggering a national banking crisis and an economic depression whose severity was not surpassed until the Great Depression. Yikes. Wow. So that's almost 100 years.
Yeah.
Actually, that's... The Great Depression started, what, in 1930, 1930?
In the 30s, somewhere.
Yeah. Well, this is 1837. This is almost 100 years.
100 years. Who's going to complain about a year or two either way?
Yeah. 1847, Madison Square Park opened to the public in Manhattan, transforming the former Potter's Field, parade ground, and house of refuge for juvenile delinquents into a public green space. So that's pretty cool.
Madison Square Park.
Not Madison Square Garden. This is...
And what's the big park? The Central Park is the
Central Park.
I started to mix up with it.
Yes.
Madison Square Garden, no. Madison Square Park.
Yes.
So I'm thinking of Park and Garden, putting them together, and I got Central Park.
Well, Madison Square Garden, first
Central
off...
Park's cool, too.
Madison Square Garden confuses me. First off, it's not a square, okay? It's a circle.
It's not a garden.
Exactly. So call it the Madison Circle Building. Come on, dude. Like, but I know it's named after a square, like a block. Like a city block or something.
They play basketball there.
Yeah, but no, that's an old picture of it, and it still exists today. Like I was going to use this photo, but then I saw that old photo.
Oh, that's
so I used that. But look at that; it's more modern. You can see all the tall building. Like look at the before and after.
Yeah.
And that's even like the same kind of angle. I mean, this is way up higher, but it's the same area.
It doesn't. When it's confined, it doesn't look nearly as big, and maybe they sold some of it off, but right there looks way smaller, doesn't it?
No.
Just the size of the picture and everything is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, you can see, there's a building here.
Actually, the trees were already there.
Yeah.
They're just in the winter.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
1849, Astor Place riot. Backers of U.S. actor and working-class hero Edwin Forrest attempted to disrupt British actor William McRitty's performance at Astor Place Opera House in New York City. Military troops supporting police shoot at the crowd, killing between 22 and 31 people. What the hell, dude? That's horrible.
Yeah.
1857, the Indian Mutiny against the rule by the British East India Company began with the revolt of the Sepoy soldiers in Meerut. So as the First War of Independence began, during the Indian Rebellion of 1857, Sepoys mutinied against their commanding officers at Meerut. Yeah, you know, the British didn't learn their lesson with us, and they apparently they're not learning a lesson with their Indians. Yeah. You know, like, stop putting your boot on our throat. Fuck off. 1867, Confederate President Jefferson Davis was captured by Union troops at Irwinsville, Georgia. Now, this photo, if I remember correctly, because I first saw this, I'm like, what, like, you know, are they arresting his wife? And I'm like, wait a minute, no, that person has a beard. That's Jefferson Davis in women's clothes. And I remembered, like, wasn't he captured pretending to be a woman to evade, you know, capture? And I think he was. So hold on. Did Jefferson Davis dress as a woman? Let's see here. Was Jefferson Davis captured in a dress? Oh, there's going to be a pop-up. Go away, pop-up. Oh, there we go. No, I don't want to pay for you. On Sunday, May 14th, 1865. It's not 14th yet. Okay, yada yada. Also known as the Confederate president's capture as dire intelligence was received this morning. There was capture and address took on a life of its own as one northern cartoonist after another used his imagination to depict the event. So it sounds like. Okay, so they said Davis was taken disguised in women's clothes, a tame and ignoble letting down of the traitor. But then again, it could be, yeah, like, this is going to require some more research because it could be war propaganda. He was the president of the enemy, so you're going to, like, you know, oh, we captured him in a dress, haha, what a little bitch, you know? Like,
no, you wouldn't think of that. You think that's trying to escape. It didn't work for him.
Well, I mean, like, you know, the whole here's another example. You know the whole stereotype of Napoleon being short?
Yeah.
Now, we all know that Napoleon was actually, like, you know, average height, you know, 6'10", not 6'10", 5'10", 5'11", or something like that. Or I think
pretty
he was
tall for the day.
Yeah, he was average to slightly taller. That whole stereotype of him being short was British war propaganda to belittle him, to make everybody mock him, you know? Like, I mean, like, you know, what's the first thing everybody does when they have a common enemy? Like, they make fun of the enemy leader. Yeah. You know, how many times did we mock Bin Laden during the whole September 11th things, all that stuff? You know, how many times did we mock Hitler? How many times did we mock Ho Chi Minh? You know, like, so I think that this might be, like, maybe he was captured in a dress. If anybody wants to go look that up and let us know in the comments section, that'd be great. But maybe, you know, it's a high chance as well that it could have just been made up just to make him, you know, look like a lunatic, so that way nobody, you know, like, if anybody thinks of seceding again, they're like, oh, I'm following in the footsteps of some crazy guy in a dress. I'll not do that. Like, you know, everything's all about mind games. 1865, Major General Sam Jones, a Confederate military leader in Florida, South Carolina, and South Georgia, surrendered to Union forces. And we also have, during the American Civil War in Kentucky, Union soldiers ambushed and mortally wounded Confederate raider William Quantrill, who lingered until his death on June 6. That sounds horrible. Yeah. 1 year later, 1866, American Equal Rights Association formed at the 11th National Women's Rights Convention in New York City. That's really interesting. So, like, this is about women's rights, but then it's expanding into equal rights. And I think that might play into, because remember, you know, I told the viewers to hold on to that thought because we're gonna be covering the whole way, you know, history is written and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So keep this as part of that thought. The National Women's Rights Convention and American Equal Rights Association. What were you gonna say?
This came out of women's. The American Equal Rights Association came out of women's. The 11th National Women's Rights. Yes, Convention. But I think so. It came out of the convention, that term.
Yes. But not just a term, but the association. Now, I think this is the association that nominated that woman.
Could be.
So let's keep that in mind. Okay. You know, I'm just going to copy and paste this into here just to keep that in mind. Yeah. 1869, the Golden Spike was driven, completing the first Oh, we got that one. Completing the first U.S. Transcontinental Railroad at Promontory Summit, Utah, connecting the Central Pacific Railroad with the Union Pacific. The Golden Spike.
Yeah, it was in Utah.
1870. Jim Mace defended his heavyweight crown against Irish champ Joe Coburn. The match lasted 1 hour and 17 minutes, and neither was struck by a punch.
What?
Neither of them landed. The old rope-a-dope, you know? Like...
That's the worst fight in the world.
Or the best. Like... 1872, Victoria Woodhull became the first woman nominated for the U.S. presidency by the Equal Rights Party at Apollo Hall, New York City. Okay, so we have Equal Rights Association that has to be somewhat affiliated with them.
Yes,
Equal Rights
absolutely.
Party.
Yes.
You know? So there you go. So out of women's rights, equal rights for beyond women, but for blacks and for anyone who's non-white, non-man, gets equal rights, everything. And then not only...
But did they have that in their head for blacks and everything else? Probably not.
Well, yes, they did. Because right here.
Oh, yes, okay.
Victoria Woodhull and her running mate, Frederick Douglass. The same Frederick Douglass who served under Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. All right. So they certainly did.
Why are we not taught this in history schools? This is what I'm saying. Everything we're taught in schools is only stuff to use to divide us. If they really wanted to push equality and everything, they would say, look, we have a woman in 1872 and a black guy running for vice president in 1872. We've been trying to unify all of us since 1872 according to this. Why are we not taught this? Because they want us to be ignorant to this, so we have less intelligence, we have less knowledge, and all we know are what divides us.
Now here, and I'm just speculating here, but this is just a fun thought on this. Imagine you have a woman and a black man, but he is so established.
And why doesn't even say it, her running mate in here? You'd think, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, a black man is running but he's so established that he gives her credence to become president. Because he's so established, he's supporting her. Hey, even a woman could be worth it. Then she has credibility.
Yes.
That's amazing. A black man.
You have a black man and a woman in office.
But that black man has so much credibility. Wow, that's a great... And I'm projecting a lot of stuff there, but that's awesome if that's really their game plan behind the scenes,
Yeah. But see, all that's suppressed so that way the system can keep us divided.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, that's terrible, that we haven't heard of it. No. 1876, the Centennial Exposition was opened in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I just want to image search this really quick, just to, old photographs. This looks cool. I mean, all of these Tartarian era structures, all torn down, and just saying to people that it was temporary and everything. It's all a giant reset. There's, look at that.
Yeah.
This is from a civilization that they wiped clean from the earth. What else do we got here? 1877, U.S. President Rutherford B. Hayes had the first White House telephone installed in the telegraph room. It's cool. 1879, a meteor fell near Yesteryear, Iowa.
Whoa.
1881, the lighthouse on Amaland began operation. I just thought that was, why are we documenting that? That's interesting, so I threw that in there. 1883, the first appendectomy performed in North America by Abraham Groves in Canada.
I know appendectomies way too well.
Well, did you have one?
Appendix blew up.
Well, it exploded. Is
that? They had to take it out. Well, because it exploded, they had to take it out.
Well, of course.
By pieces, and then make sure you get all the poison and everything out.
Yes, but I mean, is it the same term? Because I used to think that appendectomy was when it was inflamed or something, and they got it out before it burst.
Yeah. But I still had an appendectomy. They still had to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Even though it was in pieces.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't they have a different term because it's a slightly different condition? I don't know. 1893, the Imperial Institute in London opened. I have no time to look that up. If anybody wants to look that up, though, let us know in the comment section. Become part of the show, not just watch it. So that way, anybody else, not just for your own knowledge or for ours, but for everybody. 1894, Hong Kong government declared port is infected with the plague. The outbreak will go on to kill 20,489 people over 29 years.
Jeez.
Well, remember, the Black Death killed half of Europe or 2/3 of Europe. It was crazy. 1899, Finnish farm worker Carl Emil Macmillan killed 7 people with an axe at the Samala Croft in the village of Kuluakukulaka. It's horrible. 1902, Dutch soccer club FC Balu Wit, the Blue White, was formed in the Kinkerbuurt area of Amsterdam. Later emerged with VVD Biergese Bengals in 2015. So they're still around, at least as far as 2015. So from 1902 to 2015, that's a long time.
It's a long time.
We also have Portugal. The country went bankrupt, but its parliament passed a bill converting its external debt. Contributing to Portugal's troubles is a recent revolt in the colony of Angola, put down on September 6. That's not good. 1904, the Hortenser Motorwagenwerke AG was founded. It would eventually become the Audi Company.
Oh.
Yeah. And they're still around today.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, August Horch. This is just about that guy. I don't care about him. I just want to know more about the company. He established the company. The first Horch automobile was built in 1901. You know, August Horch and C. Motorwagen. If anybody wants to read all this, you can pause here and read it. But I'm going to keep on going. What else we got here? 1906, Russian Duma, the parliament, met for the first time. We've spoken about the Duma.
Yeah.
1908, we have the first Mother's Day was observed in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Specifically in Grafton, Western... no, wait a minute. Hold on a second. It also says, for a secondary source, it says Mother's Day was observed for the first time in the United States in Grafton, West Virginia. That's not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
No, no, it's not.
So,
but anyways, Happy Mother's Day for every mother.
Happy Mother's Day. But we have a discrepancy. Was it Philadelphia or was it Grafton?
Yeah.
And
it says kind of the U.S. too, which means everywhere.
Well, like in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's what I mean. Everywhere in the U.S.
Well, now it is, but this was like when the first one was. Like the first one didn't necessarily mean the entire U.S. celebrated it. This was just the first one. So, like, I just want to read this here. Founded by Anna Jarvis of Philadelphia, first officially observed in 1908, it honored motherhood and family life at a time of rising feminist activism. An early supporter was John Wanamaker, whose store stood opposite Mother's Day whose store stood opposite. Okay, of this sign. So, Mother's Day was given federal recognition in 1914.
So they are claiming.
So it's Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Okay. But it could have been Grafton as well. I mean, like it could have been more than just Philadelphia. But maybe it's because the person, this lady, Anna Jarvis of Philadelphia, spearheaded the whole thing. So that's the official thing. But it could have also been celebrated, other places like Grafton. And I just want to make a joke that if it was in Grafton, then that would explain, a lot of things about the monster, because it could have been somebody's mother-in-law. You've heard about the Grafton Monster, right?
No.
You know what a cryptid is?
Right over my head.
Grafton Monster. You know what a cryptid is, right?
No.
Basically, cryptozoology. Like, I'm just going to look this up here really quick. What is a cryptid? Cryptids are animals or other beings whose present existence is disputed or unsustained by science.
Okay.
And then there's a Grafton Monster, which is a cryptid. It's like this is from Fallout 76 or whatever. It's their rendition, but it's basically a big lumbering monster thing without a head.
Yeah.
Or its head is in its torso. But it is a thing. Like, and it was discovered. It was supposedly sighted near Grafton, West Virginia.
Okay.
So, going full circle, the Grafton Monster is somebody's mother-in-law, and that's why we celebrate Mother's Day, in Grafton, West Virginia. I'm really stretching with this.
I needed a lot of information to get that.
Well, yeah. 1909, Winchester's Fred Toney no-hit Lexington for 17 innings. Wow.
Jeez.
That's awesome. 1910, the first aircraft air display was held in Hendon, England. Cool. All the way in 1910. And we have various, like, these are different, like, this is not of this date, but this is just an example of, like, air shows back in the day and everything. Just cool looking stuff to see, all these, aircraft and everything way back, like, when it was brand new technology. That would have been fascinating to go to. 1910, Halley's Comet made its closest approach to Earth in the 1910 pass. All right. We also have the British House of Commons passed 3 major resolutions on political reform. but what are they? Like, that's all it says. I'd like to know. So, 1913, Yanks commit 8 errors, but still defeated the Tigers 10-9 in 10 innings. Wow. The Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
1915, Canadian physician Clooney McPherson first presented his gas mask invention to the British War Office.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that's one of the early renditions.
That's weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Looks like a bag over your head.
That's essentially what it was.
What's that coming out of your mouth?
Filter.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's the first one.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
They
gonna.
did a lot of gas in World War I.
Yeah. No.
So we're told anyway.
Yeah. I mean, like, it eventually, like, there's so many different types of gas masks and everything. Yeah. What is this? Let's see if, on this day, May 10th, 1915, Canadian physician Clooney McPherson first presented his gas mask invention to the British War Office Anti-Gas Department. Soon after, prototypes were developed. The design was adopted by the British Army and introduced as the British Smoke Hood in June of 1915. McPherson was appointed to the War Office Committee for Protection Against Poisonous Gases. Clooney's gas mask, which came to be called the British Smoke Hood, and was used between June and September of 1915, during which time some 2.5 million were produced. A gas mask is a mask used to protect the wearer from inhaling airborne pollutants and toxic gases. The German army used poison gas for the first time against Allied troops in the Second Battle of Ypres, Belgium, back on April 22nd, 1915. So they came up with the idea of gas masks fairly quickly.
You know, Hitler, as a young man in World War I, was gassed.
Yes, yes, and like he was shot at and hospitalized, and while he was like, I think was he in a coma, but like I know that while he was in the hospital, Germany surrendered, and then he was pissed for the rest of his life about that.
Yeah.
So. 1915, Zeppelin dropped hundreds of bombs on Southend-on-Sea in Essex, England. So, big old airship and everything. Hundreds of bombs. Wow. 1916, the historic Shipboard Museum opened in Amsterdam. All right. We also have sailing in the lifeboat James Caird. Ernest Shackleton arrived at South Georgia after a journey of 800 nautical miles from Elephant Island in a lifeboat.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a surface level image search of this to see if I can see. Yeah, so like just in like a modified lifeboat, they gave it some mast and everything, but it was just a small boat. So 800 miles in that thing. What a lunatic.
Crazy.
Yeah. 1917, Atlantic ships got destroyer escorts to stop German attacks. That makes sense.
Yeah.
They keep getting picked off. Now we need something to defend them. 1918, HMS Vindictive was sunk to block the entrance of Ostend Harbor. Well, now that's permanently there. Like until you take it out, the enemy can't get in, but you can't get out. So that's kind of dumb. 1919, we have a race riot in Charleston, South Carolina, resulting in 2 blacks killed. That's terrible. 1922, Dr. Ivy Williams was the first woman to be called to the English bar, for their law and everything.
Yeah.
The United States annexed the Kingman Reef in the North American Pacific, or in the North Pacific Ocean. I want to know why. That's weird. 1924, J. Edgar Hoover was appointed head of the FBI, the first director of the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation,
and there forever.
And remained so until his death in 1972.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Years.
Yeah. Now, J. Edgar Hoover also apparently was a cross-dresser, and he gave a tear gas pen to Shirley Temple because she was getting death threats for doing a movie or some show with Bojangles, who was a black guy, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Great scene, anyway.
Yep.
I don't remember the whole movie. I've seen it.
25, to control demonstrations against foreigners, British troops in Shanghai fired into a crowd, leading to a boycott against British goods. Yeah, that would do it. And once again, British, they just never learn, do they?
No.
They did it to us. It didn't work out well. They did it to the Indians. It's not working out. Now you're going to do it to the Chinese, like to Asians who hate other Asians.
But you got to remember, they dominated for generations.
Yeah.
So that's just the way they were.
Yeah. Stupid. 1930, Clary Grimmett took 10 for 37 versus Yorkshire at Sheffield. There you go. 1930 as well, first U.S. planetarium opened, the Adler Planetarium in Chicago. Look at that.
Oh, Oh.
Yeah.
That, for a minute, looked like the one up here in L.A.
Yeah, but I want to show you. This one is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's out all by the water.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's in Chicago. There's the Sears Tower, or the Willis Tower, or whatever the heck you want to call it. But you know, look at that. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? 1931, golf ball size hail fell in Burlington, New Jersey.
Ouch.
Yeah. 32, government declared Wilhelmus as the Netherlands' national anthem. So the government of Netherlands.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. 1933, Nazis staged public book burnings in Germany. So, you know, during their censorship, massive public book burnings, plural. It's awful. Suriname Workers Union leader A.D. Kome banished to Netherlands. Wow, I just realized something.
What?
A.D. Kome. Oh, wait. That's D. So I almost said ADC.
Oh.
But it's an ADC.
Yeah.
So, although if they got a B and a C and then move the D to the end, you know, then it would be ABCD. 1937, busmen striked in London. You know, over what? Wages, hours? Like, you know, for how long? How many? Were there scabs? You know, I want to know more. 1940, Winston Churchill succeeded Neville Chamberlain as British Prime Minister at the head of the coalition government. So it says here from another source, on the same day, Germany invaded France, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom occupied Iceland. So we're going to get back to that here in a minute. The first German bombs of the war fell on England at Kilham and Pettenham in Kent. So this is during the start of the Blitz, I believe, you know, the battle over Britain. It says here as well, Battle of France, Fall Gelib, case yellow. Germany invaded Benelux, which is Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg, and northern France with panzer tanks crossing through the Ardennes forest. A lot of action. We also have German fighters accidentally bombed the German city of Freiburg. So that's one good news out of that. In their confusion, they hurt themselves. They were just invading too many places. In 1941, Adolf Hitler's deputy, Rudolf Hess, escaped to Britain to open secret negotiation with the Allies, parachuting into Scotland. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they thought, like, the Allies thought he was, like, just making it up, and I think he was a prisoner of war for the rest of the war. Oh, no? Well, he committed self-deletion in 1987. I guess probably because he was awaiting trial. Yeah, during
87?
Yeah. Well, he could have been rounded up, you know, by Israel.
Yeah.
So, it says here, after World War II, Hess stood trial at Nuremberg. He was found guilty of war crimes and sentenced to life in prison. He spent 40 years in Stabbendu prison, becoming its sole inmate until after 1966. During his imprisonment, Hess exhibited unusual behavior, including claims of memory loss and self-deletion attempts. He died in 1987 under disputed circumstances. Officially ruled a suicide to prevent neo-Nazi gatherings. Authorities destroyed Hess's gravesite after his death. But, like, he tried to end the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know?
This is a whole different type of articles. That's not what this...
Well, this is his biography.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I had no idea he escaped to Britain.
Yeah.
To open secret negotiations with the Allies.
Yeah.
What the heck? I had no idea.
Yeah.
And he actually went into Scotland.
Yeah. 41 as well, Queen Wilhelmina on Radio Orange warned against treason in a speech broadcast, you know, by Radio Orange. She's a queen of the Netherlands. 1944, Smith versus Albright, which covered excluding blacks from primary voting, is illegal.
Well,
this is written very weirdly, but, like, so I guess...
What country is that in?
U.S. It has to be.
Okay.
So, I'm going to turn this on so I can waft that smell away. That was freaking chainsaw ripper. Yikes. Like, that just reminds me of that one time we were out for having coffee and there's a family behind us. You know?
Just move on.
1946, Loons time. Red Sox won 15th straight, defeating Yanks 5-4. DiMaggio hit grand slam. 1946 MLB Boston Red Sox with win 15th straight, defeating the New York Yankees 5-4. Wait a minute, no, that's weird. It duplicated itself. That's weird.
Kill those Yankees, anyways.
Yeah, grand slam. He hit a grand slam to account for Yankees offense. Okay, cool. We also have the first successful launch of a US V-2 rocket at White Sands Proving Ground. Yep. 1948, the first attack by Egyptian irregular forces at Kfar Daram, Israel. We covered the difference between regular and irregular. Remember a week or so ago?
Refresh my memory.
Well, like regular forces are enlisted men, military. Irregular would be like militia.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
1950, the first Netherlands-U.S. telex was sent. What's
Telex?
a telex?
In 1948, they had telex.
What is a telex? 1950.
50. Yeah.
Oh, telecommunication system that. No, they had fax machines back when Abraham Lincoln was alive. Yes. Yeah. Hold on a second. Abraham Lincoln fax machine, Japanese samurai.
What?
Yeah. See here. July 16th, 2021, the Facebook page, The Memes Your Parents Warned You About, shared screenshots of a text message which claims there was a 22-year window during which a samurai could have sent a fax to Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so the samurai were officially abolished as a caste in Japanese society during the Meiji Restoration in 1867.
Okay.
The first ever fax machine, the printing telegraph, was invented in 1843.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln was famously assassinated at Ford's Theater in 1865, which means there was a 22-year window in which a samurai could have sent a fax to Abraham Lincoln.
Oh.
That is crazy!
That is.
Holy shit!
That is.
Like, wow. So, what else do we got here? 1954, Bolshoi Ballet did not appear in Paris. No idea what the heck the Bolshoi Ballet is. But apparently it's supposed to appear in Paris, otherwise they wouldn't be making such a big enough stink for it to appear in a history document. 1956, the French government sent 50,000 reservists to Algeria.
Algeria. That was a deal with the French.
Also the French Foreign Legion, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. 1957, the first meeting of Legislative of Cameroon. All right. We also have Dmitri Sokolovitch's second piano concerto premiered, played by his son Maxim at his graduation concert at Moscow's Conservatory.
Oh,
that is awesome!
Yeah.
That is awesome! Wow! 1959, Giants Jim Heron allowed 2 runs against Pirates. Game was suspended. Heron was released and charged with loss 2 months after his retirement. Wow. Yeah. 1959, Soviet forces arrived in Afghanistan, preparing for our, like what's it called? Proxy war. So, with the Soviet Union, us versus Soviet Union using Afghans. 59, we got that one. 59 as well. No, it's 1960. U.S. atomic submarine, the USS Triton, completed the first submerged circumnavigation of the world. That is awesome.
We talked about something like that.
I think that's when it started.
Okay.
So. Or when another one did it, I'm not sure. 1 year later, Alan Bennett, Peter Cook, Dudley Moore, and Jonathan Miller comedy review Beyond the Fringe opened at the Fortune Theatre in London's West End. And I just threw that in there because I wasn't sure if you know any of those names. Okay.
No.
Then I will take it off being marked. 61, Air France Flight 406 was destroyed by a bomb over the Sahara, killing 78. Yeah. 62, Marvel Comics published the first issue of The Incredible Hulk. Now, what's really interesting is he's gray.
Yeah.
He just looks like a really buff Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a square head. All he needs is a bolts in the neck.
He has that.
The hair, yeah.
Frankenstein's square head. You're right.
Yeah. And he's gray. So I'm wondering if the first idea of the Incredible Hulk was and then right here, eventually they turn him green.
Yeah.
But initially, he's gray, and it's not as if they're not coloring him green. They have color.
Yeah.
So he was designed to be gray.
I wonder how long it changed from gray to green. How long did it go? But who knows? That's
a good question. How long? But I think they did eventually split because there is a gray Hulk. There's a red Hulk. There's various other Hulks. Yeah. In the Hulk movie, the one from early 2000s or whatever, the really bad one.
I never saw it.
Yeah. The one where he fought the giant buff dogs and everything. I think the final boss was his dad, who was the Gray Hulk or something.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I've seen none of the Hulks. Never looked at the comic. I've just seen him bulk out in cherished clothes.
Yikes.
Pop out of his clothes, right?
Yeah, well, that's what he does.
Yeah.
The pants somehow always stay the same, though. Like, you know,
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, it is. 1963, Decca Records signed the Rolling Stones on the advice of Beatle George Harrison. So thank you, George Harrison.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if it wasn't for him, there might not have been a Rolling Stones. That's wild. 1966, we have 25 degrees Fahrenheit is the lowest temperature ever recorded in Cleveland in May. It's pretty cold. 1967, Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards and singer Mick Jagger were arrested on drug charges based on evidence gathered in a February police raid of Richards' mansion in West Wittering, England. Yeah.
It's not a surprise.
Yeah, they both look like really, really old stoners, you know?
Well, that's more current. That isn't when they got arrested.
Well, yes, but they still both look like old stoners.
Yeah.
67, the Northrop M2F2 crashed on landing, becoming the inspiration for the novel Cyborg and the TV series A $6 Million Man.
Oh.
So before I play the video that made me think of, I'm just gonna search this. Like this is what the craft looked like. Oh. It was piloted. You can see there's a dome, but like they took it up in the air like a mothership, and then they launched it. You know, like the X-15.
Yeah.
But they launched it from a bomb bay.
Yeah.
That's where they launched missiles. But then here's a crash and everything. That's what it looked like afterwards. Yeah. So more pictures of the crash. But then, like, when I read this, the first thing I thought of was that one Family Guy scene.
We can rebuild it. We have the technology. But I don't want to spend a lot of money.
1968, Vietnam peace talks began in Paris between the U.S. and North Vietnam.
Yeah.
69, in an interview with the Belfast Telegraph, former Northern Ireland Prime Minister Terence O'Neill states, quote, "If you give Roman Catholics a good job and a good house, they will leave like Protestants. They will refuse to have 18 children," end quote. Wow, that sounds like a swing. 69 as well, the Turtles play White House.
Ah.
So, yeah, the pop band The Turtles performed at the White House. Singer Mark Volman fell off the stage 5 times. Yikes.
Yeah, I knew the original drummer of the Turtles.
Nice.
Yeah.
U.S. troops as well in 1969 began an attack on Hill 937, also known as Hamburger Hill.
Yeah.
So the Battle of Dong Ap Bia began with an assault on this hill. It will ultimately become known as Hamburger Hill. 1970, Atlanta Braves Hoyt Wilsham pitched his 1,000th game, losing the Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals, 6-5. 1970 as well, Stanley Cup Final, Boston Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Bobby Orr scored a famous overtime winner as Boston beats the St. Louis Blues 4-3 for a 4-0 series sweep. Bruins won their first title since 1941.
Whoa!
41-70. That's 29 years, if I'm doing my math correctly.
Yeah.
71, U.S. special delivery rates went from 45 cents to 60 cents. I just threw that in there, because every now and then.
Jump.
Yeah. 72, an Irish Republican Army bomb started a fire that destroyed the Belfast Cooperative Store. Yikes. 73, Bruce Lee collapsed in Golden Harvest Studios in Hong Kong and was rushed to Hong Kong Baptist Hospital, where doctors diagnosed him with cerebral edema. Oh.
No idea what that is.
Well, he died.
Ooh.
Not today. 20, but he died July 20, 73.
Okay,
cause of death,
from this.
cerebral edema.
Yeah.
So
he didn't recover from it.
Let's take a look. What is a cerebral edema? Not edema.
Be fairly young.
Excess accumulation of fluid in the intercellular or extracellular spaces of the brain.
Ooh.
So like the little holes in the it fills with fluid. This typically causes impaired nerve function, increased pressure within the skull, and can eventually lead to direct compression of brain tissue and blood vessels. Didn't Mom have something like that? Like, she had a whole shunt to move the spinal fluid down and everything.
Yeah,
so,
she did. She had problems.
Yeah. 73 as well, we have the establishment of Frente Polisario in Mauritania. What is that? Like, is that some political group or something? It's a front, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Saguier El Hamare and Rio de Oro, better known by its acronym of Polisario Front, is a Sahrawi nationalist liberation movement seeking to end the occupation of Western Sahara through armed resistance and political advocacy. Okay. So, if anybody wants to know more about the Polisario, or actually no, this one here, Frente Polisario, I'm going to add
terrorists.
Well, it depends on what side.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
They can be terrorists or they can be freedom fighters. You know.
Yep.
1975, Brian Oldfield of the U.S. shot put, I guess.
Yeah, but he
75.
put the shot. Yeah.
75 feet, an unofficial record.
Yeah.
So.
The shot put is the event.
Ah.
But when
so
you
then
do
put
it,
the shot.
it's put shot.
We also have Sony introduced the Betamax video cassette recorder.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Betamax.
Yep.
And there's a big war, wasn't there? What about that?
Yeah. Betamax versus
VHS or something.
Well,
or whatever.
Yeah. VHS versus Betamax. You're right.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking a cassette versus 8-track.
No.
That's something else. That's audio. No.
These are two brands that did.
Yeah.
Combine.
Well, like a more modern version would be the war between DVD and Blu-ray.
Okay.
That'd be like a more modern rendition of that. 1976, Paul Harvey's daily syndicated program, The Rest of the Story, premiered on the ABC radio networks, continuing until his death in 2009.
That guy is great. The way he gave that, whatever his topic was of the day, great.
Looks like he's getting some kind of major award. Oh.
And now you know
the rest of the story. 79, Federated States of Micronesia became self-governing. Excellent. 79 as well, Vivekananda, Sri Lanka, completed a non-stop cycle ride of 187 hours, 28 minutes around Vihara Mahadevi Park, Colombo, Sri Lanka. We from May 2nd, so we covered it when you started.
Yeah.
Remember
I
that?
remember that, yes.
And it was like that little small park and everything. Oh, that would have driven me crazy. 82, WABC Radio in New York City played its last record, John Lennon's Imagine, and switched to an all-talk format. And then we have WABC joined ABC's all-talk radio network. So, yeah, it closed. 83 as well, Lee Chin Young performed 170 continuous chin-ups in Seoul. Wow. We also have the TV sitcom Laverne and Shirley last aired on ABC TV. 84, International Court of Justice ruled on U.S. blockade of Nicaragua. I wonder what the outcome was. What did they find? Like, was it just, unjust? 86, Rock Me Amadeus, great song by Falco, hit #1 on UK pop charts. Excellent song. Have you ever heard that?
I don't think so.
You haven't heard Rock Me Amadeus? Wow.
Not that I recall.
1 second. Rock Me
I may know it, not know the name.
Like I'll just play a little bit of it here. See here.
Give me a little taste there, and we'll see.
As soon as it loads. Like, it's so good. It's a really good song. Load already. Come on, you frick. You never heard that?
No.
Wow. Okay, well, we are going to watch this after the show. So I'm going to move that over there. You got it. It's a great song. 1988, Ayo's time. Edgar Degas, Dan Chirurgie of 14, sold for $10,120,000. That's a lot of money. Oh, let's see here. Let's take a look at this. Oh, it's a statue. Okay. But $10 million? I don't
know.
I mean, it's also a statue of a little girl. And with how things are going today, I would raise an eyebrow, whoever owns this. Be like, why do you own a statue of a minor?
No. That kind of money, it's I don't know what it is.
That's even more of a concern. That kind of money, are they involved with Epstein? He had that kind of money,
It is, in the artistic world, it's extremely valued. I don't know why, but
it's a money laundering scheme. It's all, the entire art industry is a giant money laundering scheme. That's why they're making it pure somehow by buying this crap for millions of dollars. 1989, General Manuel Noriega's Panama government nullified country's elections, which the opposition had won by a 3-1 margin. Of course, so he lost and he canceled it. What a piece of shit. 1990, French TGV train hit a record speed of 510.6 kilometers per hour, or 317.3 miles per hour. How the hell can a train go that fast? That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even then,
Yeah.
Like, now have you seen some of these Japanese bullet trains?
Yes.
Like the new cabs, though, like the really long ones.
No, I haven't seen.
No, some of the new cabs, like
They
are
go on
just
magnets or something.
yeah, maglevs.
So they don't have
the friction. No, but look at that. Like,
whoa.
yeah, look at that nose.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that maybe distorted by the photograph?
No, that's what they look like.
Okay.
Like, here's another one. See?
Oh yeah.
They have like, it almost looks like a ship's keel. You know, like there it is. Look at that. See?
Yeah.
That's not a distortion.
No.
No, that's wild. What else we got here? 1990, Howard Stern held a mock funeral for radio rival John DeBella in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to celebrate a ratings victory. That's kind of a shit thing. You garbage.
That's him though.
Yeah. 91, Oakland A's Jose Canseco was seen leaving singer Madonna's apartment. Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. So he's dipping in. Who cares, you know? 1992, the Bible Lands Museum opened in Jerusalem, Israel. Okay. 93, Bill Walton was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame.
All right.
Yeah.
That's college, I think.
Bill Walton, NBA center and NBA. So.
Yeah, we went to UCLA too.
Okay. 1993 as well, a fire in a clothing factory at Bangkok killed 145 people. Now I have from the other source. Now this is weird. In Thailand, now Bangkok's the capital of Thailand, a fire at the Cater toy factory killed over 300 workers. So, what's going on? Do we have two fires? Are these two different incidents?
I don't know.
Like,
or someone's got their information wrong.
Yeah, but a clothing factory or a toy factory, those are incredibly different. And 145 versus 300. So, anyway, we also have the last TV appearance of Dutch television presenter Mies Bouwman. No idea who the hell that is. 1993 as well. Paul Cézanne's painting "Still Life with Apples" sold for $28,600,000.
Jeez.
Let's see what this painting looks like. Oh. Okay. Still Life with Apples.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. 94, Barbra Streisand began his first concert tour in 30 years at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, after warm-up shows in Vegas and London.
Yeah.
Okay. 94 as well, DGC Records released Weezer, known as a Blue Album, the debut album of rock band Weezer. All right.
Never heard of them.
They have a couple good songs. Nelson Mandela in 94 was sworn in as South Africa's first black president.
Yeah,
You know what? This deserves...
After jail.
Yes. This deserves some cheer. '94 as well, Silvio Berlusconi formed Italian government with 5 neo-fascists. That's scary. That's very... He looks like a mafia don, doesn't he? He has...
Yeah.
You know, like he looks like something out of like The Sopranos or something, you know?
Yeah.
Now, remember, Benito Mussolini's granddaughter is in Italian politics.
Yes.
Mussolini.
I assume she's still in.
I have a note here telling me to look it up.
She won an election, I know that.
Alessandra Mussolini. So the granddaughter of Benito Mussolini. She was in office, member of the European Parliament for Central Italy, up until 2024. Member of the Senate up until 2014. So as recent as 2024,
she was in government.
It seems. Wait a minute. Other political affiliates, FI, 2019 to 2025. Forza Italia, whose ideology includes elements of liberal conservatism, Christian democracy, liberalism, and populism. All right. Oh, keep an eye on her, though. You know, we don't want that apple falling anywhere close to the tree at all. 94. Now, this is no longer in either source. The musical sequel, The Best Little Whorehouse Goes Public, opened at Lunt Fontaine Theater in New York City, running for 16 performances. That's a heck of a name right there.
Yeah.
95. Britain lifted a 23-year ban on minstrel talks with Sinn Féin. You know, the Irish people.
Yeah.
Everything. We also have in South Africa, 104 miners were killed in an elevator accident.
Oh, man.
Like, you know, like coal miners also, not children miners.
Yeah.
Well, I know you know, I'm just making sure. I'm saying that so nobody in the comments being like, wow, who put 104 children in an elevator? Look at me, I'm funny. 96, Twister, disaster film written by Michael Crushon, starring Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton, premiered.
Oh,
Excellent
I remember
movie.
that movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it also started one Robert Seymour Hoffman. Am I naming?
No.
Seymour Robert Hoffman? Something Hoffman. Hold on a second.
Seymour part you got.
Twister.
He's
Hoffman.
a good actor. He died. Though.
Yeah. But that was his Philip
Overdose.
Seymour Hoffman. That was his debut role, I think, was in Twister.
Really?
I believe so.
I think he worked before that.
Hold on a second. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Not 3. Here we go. IMDb.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's check out his IMDb. I don't want to know the cause of his death. I just want to know his IMDb. It's not telling me everything. Come on, tell me something. Adding quotes, a lot of people trademarks fake. How old? Oh well, I'm not going to figure it out. 1996 as well, XL Communications Inc. became the youngest company to join the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, trading under the symbol ECI. We also have 2 U.S. Marine helicopters collided during joint U.S. and British war games. Yikes. We also have a blizzard struck Mount Everest, killing 8 climbers by the next day.
Oh, that
Terrible.
weather can turn on you so quick.
Yeah. 97, the Chicago Cubs turned baseball's 68th triple play versus the San Francisco Giants. Yep. 97, the 7.3 MW Kowloon earthquake struck Iran's Khorasan province, killing 1,567 people. Yikes. 98, Viktor Orban elected Prime Minister of Hungary after his Fidesz's party formed a center-right coalition, the Independent Smallholders Party, and Hungarian Democratic Reform. That just sounded like, very important. So I put that in there. 2000, we've been in the home stretch here. Just going to do a really quick, see if we have any comments yet. No, we do not. India's population reached $1 billion. Not dollars, reached 1 billion people. Baby girl Asthatha, born at Delhi's Safarjung Hospital, chosen as symbolic billionth. So whoever this Asthatha lady is, you're the symbolic billionth person in India. That's awesome. 2002, Anaheim Angels crushed the Chicago White Sox 19-0.
Wow.
The Angels joined the 1923 Indians, 1939 Yankees, and 1950 Red Sox as the only teams to beat 2 opponents by 19 or more runs in the same season. That is crazy. 2002 as well, FBI agent Robert Hansen was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole for selling United States secrets to Russia for $1.4 million in cash and diamonds. He should be executed. I don't want my tax dollars going. He's done. Execute him. Off with his head. 2005, a hand grenade thrown by Vladimir Artyomyan landed about 65 feet or 20 meters from U.S. President George W. Bush while giving a speech to a crowd in Tbilisi, Georgia, but it malfunctioned and did not detonate. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's wild.
Yeah.
Like people, I remember covering this and everything, and most people only remember George Bush either almost choking to death on a pretzel, or that one time he dodged shoes.
Oh yeah.
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 So, 2006, Giorgio Napolitano was elected president of Italy, the first former communist to become president. That's not good. I don't like that. 2008, Philippine court acquitted Emilia Marcos in a 17-year-old case of 32 counts of illegal transfer of wealth, totaling $836 million in Swiss bank accounts.
The shoe lady.
Oh, yeah. 2010, Flava Flav guest hosted the wrestling show WWE Raw, but this is no longer on either source, so I'm not even sure if this is when that event happened. 2012, Pope Benedict XVI signed decree of canonization of Benedictine nun and composer Hildegard von Bingen, completing sainthood process starting in 1228. So from started in 1228 and then 2012 it finished. What does it take to become a saint? Jeez. The Red Cross suspended all humanitarian work in Pakistan after a worker was kidnapped and killed. That would cause it. So yeah. 2012, the Damascus bombings were carried out using a pair of car bombs detonated by suicide bombers outside a military intelligence complex in Damascus, Syria, killing 55 people. There were 2 bombings here, according to our source. There are also an additional 370 injuries. 2013, Agatha Falkensteig released a new album called A. Okay. I wonder if she's since released one called B or C. So, how deep does the alphabet go? 2013, Joe Sakic was hired by his former team, the Colorado Avalanche, as executive vice president of hockey operations.
Oh, okay.
Pretty cool. One World Trade Center became the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. All right. 2014, Carnell Walker's artwork, The Subtlety, opened. An installation of a sphinx made of sugar at the Domino Sugar Factory in Brooklyn, New York. I gotta take a look at this really quick. Images. Oh, wow. Oh, are you kidding me? They gave her a big ass butt, like, and something else. I saw something else there. So, and she has nipples. Okay, that's kind of gross. We don't need, I get it, it's art, but we don't need nudity like that. That's ridiculous. 2016, Indian fertility clinic announced that a 70-year-old woman has successfully gave birth to a baby boy.
Wow.
70-year-old.
Wow.
That is madness.
Yeah.
2017, Apple became the first company to be worth more than $800 billion with a B. U.S. President Donald Trump shared classified information about ISIS plot with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Ambassador Sergei Kislyak in the Oval Office. I'm not sure if that's true. I think this is just this is slander. So, USGS released, the U.S. Geological Survey released a report saying that some glaciers in Montana have receded by 85% in the last 50 years. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. Talk about what you said about Antarctica earlier.
Yeah, it's lost a bunch of ice up there today, or as we speak.
Yeah.
You've got a whole El Nino current, hot current going down there.
Yeah.
It was 50 degrees above normal, melting the ice underneath, and it was falling.
That's not good.
Yeah.
2017, during the Syrian Civil War, the Syrian Democratic Forces, the SDF, captured the last footholds of the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, ISIL, in Al-Tabwak, bringing the Battle of Tabwak to an end.
That's good.
Or Tabwak.
Yes, it's good.
So, 2018, Israel fired missiles at 70 Iranian targets inside Syria after Iran fired missiles into the Golan Heights, with claims Israel struck first in attack on Baath. Well, they probably did, but, nobody cares, it seems. 2018, Mahathir Mohamad was sworn in as the 7th Prime Minister of Malaysia, the world's oldest leader at 92. Mm-hmm. And everybody's giving Trump shit for being the same age that Biden was when he got in office. Hypocritical. 2018, a new record auction price for a Latin American artwork of $9.76 million for Diego Rivera's The Rivals. Okay, let's take this image search really quick. Diego Rivera's The Rivals. Oh, I've seen this before.
Have you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, not in person, but I looked this up.
Oh.
I remember this painting.
Okay.
2018, R. Kelly's songs were removed from Spotify playlists after sexual abuse allegations. Yeah, he peed on women. He peed on minors and everything. Yeah, horrible stuff. Yeah. 2018. Well, as you know, I don't want to get into it. It's terrible. Okay. Rafael Nadal broke John McEnroe's record for successive set wins on a single surface, 49 on carpet, with 6-3, 6-4 win over Diego Schwartzman at the Madrid Open. Clay.
Yeah.
Okay. 2019, taxi service Uber became a public company, opening on the New York Stock Exchange.
Ah.
Yeah. We also have the U.S. began raising tariffs on $250 billion of Chinese imports to 25% after trade talks fail. Why do we even still work with them? 2019 as well, YouTube dispute between beauty vloggers James Charles and Taddy Westbrook were viewed more than 40 million times. Some people just have no lives and to watch other people, with their beef. Really pathetic. 2020, global confirmed cases of Kung Flu rose above 4 million, with death toll above 270,000, according to Johns Hopkins. Just more fear-mongering. Chinese Safari Park in 2021 in Fujian forced to apologize for not informing the public that 3 leopards had escaped on April 19th and been roaming nearby neighborhoods.
Oh,
I remember this.
Didn't mention that, did you?
Yeah. I remember covering that in my news show back in that time. Yeah. Then they were forced to apologize. What a piece of shit. They should be forced to shut down. How about that? 2022, Kansas-Nogla Road rail bridge, 1 kilometer long, opened over the Zambezi River linking Botswana and Zambia with a curve in it so it doesn't encroach on Zimbabwe. Robert Mugabe did, he opposed it. What a petty thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, to have a little curve so it doesn't, where is it? Zimbabwe. Oh, right there. Huh. That's where I'm trying to see the layout. Where's this curve? For it to, I guess right there? I don't know. It's weird. What else do we got here? 2021, U.S. FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, authorized the Pfizer Kung Flu vaccine for 12 to 15-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, what are we talking about today on IOYO? Yeah, they want to kill them when they're young. 2021 as well, violence escalated between Palestinians and Israelis after Israeli officers enter Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. Rockets were then fired from Gaza and airstrikes from Israel killed at least 31. World Health Organization, WHO, classified the Indian Kung Flu variant B1617 as a variant of global concern. More fear-mongering. 2022, Apple ended production of its iPod, the iPod, music player after 21 years. I remember when that first came out. That was huge. We also have, for the first time, Prince Charles delivered the Queen's speech at the state opening of the UK Parliament because Queen Elizabeth II missed the state opening of Parliament for the first time in 59 years. It was the first time that a new session of Parliament was opened by the Prince of Wales and the Duke of Cambridge acting as councillors of state.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 2022, Tom Brady agreed to a record 10-year, $375 million deal to be a Fox Sports lead analyst when he decided to finally retire, surpassing $303 million the quarterback earned in salary during his NFL career. Yeah, he's getting paid to get off the field because he can't stop cheating. So, U.S. reported highest rate of gun-related deaths in 24 years in 2020, according to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, which, what do they have anything to do with gun stuff? They're the Center of Disease Control, not the frickin' ATF. That's the alcohol, tobacco and firearms people.
Yeah.
What the fuck does the CDC have their nose in this? With firearms homicides increasing 35% to 6.1 deaths per 100,000 people nationwide. Yeah, because of all the gun legislation. You're not letting the people defend themselves. So, 2023, the first children born in the UK with DNA from 3 people using mitochondrial replacement therapy, MRT, in attempt to prevent baby from inheriting mitochondrial DNA mutations. That's crazy. I can't imagine that.
I don't quite understand. I understand it, but I don't.
Well, you know how everybody. Well, I mean, you know how everybody has, 2 parents.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this person has 3.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And it's because they took.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking about this correctly, they took out the section of the DNA that had the problem and replaced it with the section from the third person to finalize.
I don't know what the problem is. That MRT. I don't know what that is.
Well, that's mitochondrial replacement therapy.
Oh, okay.
That is just
that's
abbreviation. In an attempt to prevent baby from inheriting mitochondrial DNA mutations.
Okay.
2023 as well, the first draft of a human pangenome was published with DNA from 47 people, including from Africa, the Americas, Asia, and Europe. What about Australia? There's a couple continents missing here. To capture entirety of human genetic variation, like going from black and white television to 1080p. It's a quote, whoever said that. So, and we have the heaviest fighting in months between Israel and Palestinian militants as both sides launch air attacks, leaving over 20 dead in Gaza. Started in May 2024, solar storms, the most powerful set of geomagnetic storms since the 2003 Halloween solar storms. And last but not least, 2025 Soviet-era failed Venus probe Cosmos 482 re-entered Earth's atmosphere, crash landing into the Indian Ocean.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion from 2 sources. We got through these 36 pages in an hour and change, an hour and, we're back to our 5/4 of an hour again, an hour and a quarter. So yeah. Anyway, Where did my script go? There it is. Yeah, for your dose of Passive and Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, thank you so much for coming in and watching. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! Stream here and here.